We are here with Jeff Bousquet, the one, the only. He is unbelievable with sound, production. He is a musician. He is a friend. He's a
podcaster.
Man. He's got a plan. He's got a podcast. This dude is the man. What I want to do right now is do a little thing called Memory Lane. Jeff Bousquet, I want you to tell us what your favorite memory of us with you is.
Oh man, I should have done my homework, which would have been to think.
Make something up, man.
To think about what my favorite memory of the two of you is.
Because I told you before.
Yeah,
I
you
did
did.
Ask you that.
You did tell me. Well, yeah, you did pretty much.
Stick to the script, man.
My favorite memory of you guys.
It can be a memory of just me and you and just you and Chuck, or it could be all of us. Or it could be one of you thinking about us and happy we weren't there.
That's probably more realistic.
I think my I think my favorite memory of you is waking up in wherever the mic is, waking up in oh God, where were we? Delaware? Were we in Delaware?
Was it Wayne's World? Wait, what is that? Is that Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
We were with
Delaware? No, that's Wayne's World.
Jamie Fretz.
Oh my God.
And we woke up in, yeah, it was Delaware, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't know if that's an appropriate memory.
No, it's probably not, but it was a very
You asked the question, Mike.
No, it was just like
man.
it was just a crazy hungover morning on tour, and you were walking around with a video camera, and it was hilarious.
That's when Steve DeRamio, the individual, almost killed me. He literally almost killed me.
Yeah, that was I feel when I look back or I think about that entire trip, like that entire little, it was like a tour, but it was like 4 days or whatever. But it doesn't feel like reality. Like I still like don't feel like that could have actually happened. Like between the man with the bread at the bar, like it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. We turn around and there's this man, this like 89-year-old little man who looked like Danny DeVito, but like even older. He's standing there with a basket of baguettes. Right. And there's like girls dancing on the bar in this like trashy like dive in Seaside Heights.
Yeah, this was the New Jersey Shore, the Jersey Shore
it was
show.
It was a bar called Jack and Bill's, and we wound up there. Well, you played a show there. Mike's band played a show there, and like somehow the show ended at like 11 o'clock or like whatever normal time a show ends, and then somehow I turned around and it was 4 a.m. There were girls dancing on the bar and a 90-year-old man standing there with a bucket full of bread. It was just like the most unreal experience that I've ever had on that.
Was it free bread?
I have no idea.
Oh yeah, it was free.
I have no idea. But that entire trip,
bread.
I think that entire trip stands out in my mind as like one of the best.
So that was when we were with Jamie Fretz. We were driving in my Ford Explorer with all the equipment jammed in the back.
Yeah,
and 5 people in the car.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty intense.
Sounds like you guys ended up at like a stripper Olive Garden kind of place.
It was literally just like a dive bar, and
I don't know, it was a dive bar.
Yeah, well, a towny bar. Like it was just like a local.
It was just like
a spot.
Venue. So, dude, in the morning though, that Steve DeRamio almost killed me. I was holding Jeff Bousquet's. Was it your dad's camera, or was it your camera? It was an old video camera. It was. It might have been like I think it was my dad's actually, and I borrowed it. I took it with us on the trip. Yeah. And Steve is getting so mad that I'm videotaping Steve in the morning. He's getting so mad that I'm videotaping him.
Also, Steve had a camera too. Steve had like this little GoPro or like whatever.
Yeah, but he was not up for videoing at that moment because
he was not. But that trip was That trip was well documented, and if I ever need to blackmail anybody, I have those videos. I think
you might want to release a documentary with that. But I was so Chuck, I'm holding the camera like filming Steve, and Steve comes up, he's getting so mad, and he starts like wrestling me, like kind of like trying to tackle me, and I'm like, oh, and then I realize that he's really tackling me at this point, and I'm like, oh my God, I have Jeff's dad's camera. As I'm falling to the ground, I'm like tossing it right before I hit the ground, like to like Jeff, so that it wouldn't like smash the camera. I was like, oh my God.
Nice work, man.
Yeah, I was lucky.
I don't remember Steve being so aggressive on that.
Oh, dude,
on
he
that
was.
trip, though.
Wasn't happy with it.
I was talking about the time that Steve the other day. I don't know if you remember this, Chuck, because I got in a wrestling match with Steve in like a hotel room after the show, and I didn't have my shirt on, obviously, because I was young and I had, it's oiled up. And
you never had your shirt on,
yeah.
You never had your shirt on ever.
Wasn't on often.
And he comes and he starts slapping my back like as hard as he could, and I'm like, dude, come on, stop. He's like, no, this is part of like the deal. Like, this is how I wrestle. And he gave me all those red marks on my back. Do you remember that?
You asking me or Jeff?
Oh, I'm asking you, Chuck.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't think I was there for that.
That was a.
That sounds like a private thing between you and Steve.
Yeah, was anyone else there?
You guys just rolling around naked in the hotel room.
Yeah. Wait, was that? Were you guys in that? So anyway, what I did want to talk to Jeff Bousquet about was there's two things with our with the release the album that we recorded in Kansas, or Yeah,
you guys were. That's right. You guys were talking about that on Duramio's episode.
Yes,
and I was like, I have those tracks too, but I don't think I have. I don't know if I have the whole. Do you have the whole sessions, Chuck? The whole Pro Tools session files? Okay, because I don't know if I do, but I definitely have the bounces we did. But I don't know. I thought I had the whole thing because I went to Chad's house and did like he recorded extra vocals.
Oh, nice!
After we came back. After we came back to Massachusetts, he wanted to record more vocals, and I went to his house and I recorded them with my old 002. I don't know where I have it though. I have them somewhere. I just wasn't really. I don't remember if I didn't remember if I had the whole session files or if you guys wound up with those, or I don't know. It was a long time ago, but when you were talking about it on Duramio's episode, I was like, oh shit. And then I texted Mike and was like, I definitely have those somewhere. So I should look.
So Chuck, do you have a mixed version of those, or do you just have the raw files?
I have a very lightly mixed version.
Okay.
But I have, that stuff sounds awesome. I mean,
it did sound really good. Yeah.
That studio, I mean, they had great shit. And
what are you snacking on, Chuck? What are you snacking on?
Sorry, it's just a gummy.
Oh, the gummy? Is that snacking on a gummy? Okay.
Well,
okay.
Also, Mike, I didn't technically answer the part of the question about a favorite memory of you and with Chuck.
Yeah, we're way beyond that. It took too long.
But I should mention that the black. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, I did take too long.
We're on the Bring the Record to the People campaign.
I should mention.
You don't get off topic, please.
No. It's relevant because I think that weekend at Black Lodge Stand, it was definitely that was a good weekend.
He's on topic.
I'm totally on topic.
That
was good. That was a good memory with both you and Chuck.
Yes, and that was when
Matthew Embry.
Thank you, Jeff.
Matthew Embry of Dispatch. That's what.
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh yeah, Embra was there.
Did I tell you about when I saw him at Pooza Fest?
He
didn't remember who I was.
He didn't.
Nice.
It took him he did eventually, but it took him a couple minutes.
You know what, dude? Here's the thing. So at that when we were recording with Embry, Bousquet was there, and he killed the wasp chi that we had in the room. With the wasp chi actually came from a wasp.
What I did, Mike, was I saved everyone's life. I saved the lives of everyone that was in that room.
You think
that day? Okay, let's get the record straight about what happened.
So there was a wasp
There was a wasp that was as big as my goddamn hand crawling up Embry's fucking face.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Wait, you knew that, dude? So the wasp was there's a
It's
video
on
of this.
video.
There's video of this, and you killed it. Whose video?
my
was
God,
While
that?
it was on its face.
I should have prepared it as part of the podcast. I should have sent it to you ahead of time so you could put it up on your.
Yeah, there was a wasp.
This isn't live.
It was like crawling on him, and then there's like videotape of it, and then I killed it, and Chad was so mad that I killed the wasp. He was pissed.
Yeah, dude, you killed it, man. You killed everything.
Oh, dude, I hate wasps so much.
Yeah, I mean a wasp. I'm okay with killing a wasp. It's not like it was
I saved us all from getting fucking eaten by this thing. It was terrifying.
Well, it was, to be fair, it was flying around while we were recording, making all that great music, giving us chi, and then it like somehow got into the control room, and that's, I think, Bousquet, when you got upset, right? It was you're like, it's too, I don't like this around me, and then you killed it, and then we came back in from after recording, like the song we were recording, and I look on the table, and you're like, yeah, this is the wasp I just killed.
That place was really cool, but it was like infested with wasps. There were wasps all over the place. We were driving there. I remember driving there.
The wasps were following us because
I remember driving there, and I remember Nick Day being like talking to it. He picked up his friend, and his friend was in the front seat, and they're like talking, and I was in the back seat, and he was like, yeah, and he was like, oh, and also he was like, we finally don't have to worry about the wasps anymore. And I was just sitting in the back seat like, what? And like we got there, and I kept playing that over and over in my mind, and I was like, what is he talking about? And then like when they showed us like the upstairs, and there was just like a window that was full of dead wasps like all over the place, I was like, oh, this place is freaking me out. But yeah, I don't really remember where I killed it. I just remember that everybody was super bummed, and I was like, why are you mad?
I wasn't bummed, Jeff. I don't even remember. So.
You wouldn't remember, Chuck. You didn't remember Jeremio slapping my back. And you know, so this session though. Okay, so let me summarize what we've learned today. That this session is present that on Chuck's computer, lightly mixed. All right. Number one. Number two, there's extra vocals that Jeff Bousquet recorded for this recording that he could get to Chuck to mix into a better mix of these tracks, right?
Yeah, unless they may have already been there. They may this was like a matter of weeks after we came back, so they may already have made their way into whatever you have, Chuck. I don't know.
I doubt it. I think I only had what I had because we had nowhere else to put it.
Okay.
So
I'll look. I
should on my hard drive.
So guys, now the Bring the Record to the People campaign, it lies with you two right now. Okay, it lies with you two.
I don't think it's gonna happen though, because we don't actually own the stuff, man.
Yeah, but we don't.
Not ours to distribute.
That's why we're trying to talk about it, to get the people who own the stuff to bring it to the people, to release it to the people, because you know that's just withholding beauty that they need to hear.
It was a cover of Richard Corey. It was a cover of Simon and Garfunkel. Well,
it's a bunch of covers.
Richard Corey. And then what was the
Richard
other?
Corey.
And then it was a version of All My Possessions, maybe, or yeah, I think it was a version of All My Possessions. It was faster. It was like a faster version of it.
Wait, Bousquet, were all your possessions inside?
Yes, at that time they were.
So you're saying all your possessions are inside?
Are all your organs inside?
I hope. I mean, I hope so.
Do you mean organs like music?
Yeah. No, I mean like your organs, like your pancreas. Stuff like that.
Oh, like kidneys?
It's like what fruit has the seeds on the outside?
Oh man.
Strawberries.
Strawberries, yes. So all their possessions are outside?
Outside.
Or outside.
Outside.
So that song's not for them.
No. You listen, you don't see strawberries. You ain't gonna be hearing strawberries listening to that song.
No.
Can we? Now that I'm thinking about that,
Yes.
We can do whatever you want, Jeff.
Go do it.
I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about that tour now, and I'm thinking about my other favorite memory from that tour, which was Matt Embry. The three of us were walking. Well, I don't know if you were. I think you were with us. I feel like it was like the four of us walking somewhere, and Embry was like taught like on a tangent of epic proportions that I've never, like, I had no way of following. And he was like, I came here to Ohio or wherever the fuck we were to put my dong on the train tracks and get it pressed
Minted
into a penny.
Yeah.
As it should be, or like as it deserves to be.
Yes,
something
as it
like
deserves
that.
to be. That's
wrote,
right.
You wrote the quote down.
Yeah.
Didn't you, Mike? Like you wrote it down and published it in the book or whatever.
No, I didn't publish it, but I had a running list of Embry quotes, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find them, but I'm looking for them right now. Oh,
I haven't even thought about that in so long, but that was so funny.
You're right, Bousquet. This is it. I want to come to Lawrence and spend some time here.
Lawrence, that's where we were. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let's just start again. I need this to be just straight Embry, okay? No interruptions. I want to come to Lawrence and spend some time here. Record and put my dick on the train tracks. Wait for the train to come and make it into a buffalo penny. Then take it to Fort Knox and have it minted like it deserves to be. Matt Embry.
Matt Embry. Hey man, did
you record that on your phone or something at the time?
No, I wrote it down.
Like, did you like open, like you had something with you to write that down, like right when he said that? How would you have remembered?
I wrote it on the notes of my phone.
And specifically documented them. You should post those, like just like random quote, like Embry. God,
he'll come and do the podcast with you.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, he would. He definitely will. He kept going like, "Why are you writing down things I'm saying?"
Because they're fucking priceless. I have no idea where he even came up with that shit. Dude, and that was like just one of them.
Dude, this is not even like long, but it's great. Don't shit on my nutritional barn flex hole. What does that even mean?
Oh, he had us laughing the whole time. Mean? I remember he would put like a glass. He put like a glass like this size, like a full blown high, like highball, whatever you call this kind of glass. I don't know, like of whiskey,
a pint,
like on stage, like behind his amp.
Fucking pint of whiskey.
And he'd be like, Bousquet, go get me a glass of whiskey, and I'd be like, you mean a shot of whiskey? No, a glass of whiskey. I'd be like, okay. And so I'd go to the bar and I'd be like, so I need like 4 shots of whiskey in a glass, please. And they'd be like, okay. and then I think about halfway through, Sybil was like, I'm going to give you $50 and I want you to go to a liquor store and buy the cheapest large bottle of whiskey you can find and just put it behind his amp every night, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was helping him with those.
Oh, it's fucking hysterical. It was so great. A glass of, can you go get me a glass of whiskey?
Dude, this is a pretty good one. Just get all Johnny and just make up tons of shit. And by Johnny, I mean Depp. And by Depp, I mean deprivation.
Sick.
Gold.
Deep knowledge.
Yeah, it's like, dude, come on. How would you... Beef masters, meaning those who master beef, meaning those who jump out the window and grab onto cows and just grind.
Fucking A, dude. I mean, he's a poet, right?
So what you got to do is you got to have him on the show and you got to just grill him about every single one of those. just dig into the inspiration behind every single one of those and then publish it as a book.
There you go.
because there's a backstory to probably every one of those that, you know, goes deeper than we even know.
Definitely deeper than we know.
It's just like it's like metaphysical.
Well, put that on the to-do agenda. Jeff, what have you been doing, man? Can we do the what have you been up to lately?
Yeah, what's new with you?
What's new with you?
What's new with you? You know, that's a segment we have. So what's new with you? You got a lot going on. You have a lot of creativity flowing through you right now. You got a lot happening. Tell us about it.
Oh, I'm seeing your beautiful faces is making me full of creativity and positivity. I'm stoked. No, I've got
Chadwick stoked?
I don't. Jeff Wick stoked.
Mike Wick stoked.
Mike Wick stoked.
Mike Wick stoked.
I don't really have that much going on. I'm here in Massachusetts.
Bousquet, let me help you out. You got your own podcast. What's it called?
It's called Dirty Decibels, and
it's a cool name.
Yeah, it's in hiatus right now. Because I went back to work and then like I brought it back when I had nothing to fucking do because it was a pandemic and last winter, about a year ago now, like January, it was when I got back. I brought it back and it was like something to do every week, an episode to record, an episode to edit. It was just like keeping me sane from fucking totally just going off the walls. Like it was just giving me something to do. And I really enjoyed it. I really like beefed it up and like had more of a target, like a focus with it this time around than it was like the last time around. I was a lot more serious about it.
Yeah.
I put out an episode every week. So it was really fun. And then like, around Memorial Day, I slowly started to get back to work. So finally, like it kind of had to take a back seat for a little bit, but I've been doing this. So my buddy Trev, who really funnily enough is like, I've never met him in person because of the pandemic and everything like that. So like, but he has a podcast called the Struggling Artist Podcast. And he found out about my podcast and then he had me on his podcast as a guest. And now we've been doing this once a month. We've been doing Bandcamp Friday Roundtable episodes. So Friday, we do it we release it the first Friday of every month, which Bandcamp waives their fees on that day. So if you buy music from an independent artist on Bandcamp, they get to keep 100% of the fees. And so we like each pick like 3 artists and we like just have a roundtable discussion, just like bring 3 artists to the table and like chat about it and like review it and whatever. And it's with 2 other podcasters, Chris Chavez and this guy, Mike, who runs a YouTube channel called Punk as Folk. And so Chris's show, his podcast is called That One Time at Bandcamp. He's like an actual music reviewer. So he like blows the rest of us out of the water. We'll all be like, oh, this band is cool. It sounds like folk punk Americana stuff. And he'll be like, the record opens with a brilliant nod to Bruce Springsteen and then goes into like, and he'll just like, weaves these beautiful, well-written poetic reviews of like everything we do. So we always just like
story.
We just kind of defer to him because he's awesome. But it's a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun, and we've been doing that once a month. And Trev, who hosts the Struggling Artist Podcast, I don't know if I'm supposed to say it, but like he's trying to get together a like a podcast network, collective, like a thing to start like a podcast network. So I'm kind of trying to get involved with him in doing that.
So are you inviting our podcast to be a part of this, or are you just saying being like, well, I'm just doing this and I'm not wanting to include you guys? But
no, I just don't know. It's not official yet, so I don't know if I don't know.
So he's not. He's recanting the invite.
I don't know
Chuck,
how that stuff works.
Look, Chuck's walking. He's literally walking away.
Chuck's like,
you pissed him off, dude. You pissed him off.
I'm not on the podcast anymore.
He's out. He's quitting this podcast.
No, he's lighting some. He's gonna light some candles. He's bringing. It's increasing the chi in there.
The wasp chi. So Bousquet. So that.
Yeah, no, you guys should. You should come and be part of it.
Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna invite us. You got to say it on here now that it's live. But then when push comes to shove,
no. What I want you guys to do is bring the band back, man. Like it was so good. And
Remote Players Club or
you guys,
radio?
No, Remote Players Club. You guys
Okay.
were like nailing the entire, and you were like capitalizing on the concept of doing things remotely.
We were before our time, dude.
Way before your way
We were
before the
before
rest
our time,
the rest
bro.
of the world was fucking doing this, man. You know?
Yeah, totally. No,
Oh,
I hear you, man. And then there
I
was,
really must have pissed Chuck off.
yeah,
He's just
you know
gone.
what, dude?
He just left.
He doesn't understand that this was our audition for the podcast, and he's screwing it up. He's what is he chewing on gummies? He's leaving the podcast. He doesn't give a shit about us. Bousquet, tell me about your music release now that we hear the podcast stuff, and now we're going to be part of the podcast collective. Thank you for inviting us, and we accept the offer. So with Trev, we gotta apply through Trev, or
I gotta get you in touch with him, man, though, because you should be he would love to have you on his podcast, and I think that would be a lot of fun. I will get you guys in touch. He's a cool guy.
Nice. That's
he's
very
a super
nice.
cool
I
guy.
like that. And
super cool guy.
So you released some music recently. Tell us about that. Oh, nice to have you back, Chuck.
I released an EP in August. Again, I think also because I was just like trying to keep myself sane, and they were like three.
Dude, don't
like,
undersell.
They were
this.
They were like three super mopey sad boy songs that didn't fit with most other stuff that I feel like I've written. So I just like took the three of those and put them together and was like, this is like sad pandemic music.
Nice.
But it's always kind of like punky and kind of sad. Like, I'm having this go on. I'm having problems with, like, wait, what was the one about the one that I like? This, there's someone for everyone, but there's no one.
That's a good tune.
There's no one for
tune.
me. That's the lyric, right?
There's no one for you. There's no one for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But see, that's a sad lyric. And then there was the Valentine's Day song. Bousquet.
It is. That was
sad.
That was a joke. That was a jokey song. I don't remember
it. That was one of the. You don't remember? That was like the best one.
No. Yeah. That was just like a. I wrote that in 5 minutes, in like or 10 minutes.
Do you have a recording of that?
Maybe somewhere.
We got
It's on Facebook, maybe, or something. I don't know. But.
Get it, dude. That song rules.
I was like, I don't fucking get that song was. God, when was that? Like 2016 or something? That was a long time ago. I don't know.
Was it that long?
Anyway, yeah.
That's a good one.
But what about you? Have you recorded any new music?
You're talking to Chuck?
No, about both of you, I guess.
Ask Chuck a question.
But Mike, you had some stuff that you were working on, weren't you?
Oh yeah.
Last time I was there, you played me some of it on that Mac that you had.
Oh, my Carnotaurus
crank shit out, man. He's always sending shit out. He's always making songs. Mike's prolific, dude.
He is. every time you write a song, I'm impressed by it.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
It.
How many records do you have out, Mike, personally?
Not many. I'm in my own
discography. Good.
Some of the stuff on that. On the Mike Wick Stoked record that you recorded, we recorded right here in
that basement. Yes.
Yeah,
so there's Fetus, which is just me playing all the instruments and singing.
Right.
Yep.
And then there's Ratfinked, where Jeremio, the individual, plays drums, Delisle plays bass, and then the Joe and Dom play on a lot of tracks too. And I sing and play guitar, play little drums in that band. And Bousquet would travel with us in the Ratfinked. And we probably have like 20 songs out for that, maybe. And I probably personally have, I don't know, like 15 or
I think I still
18
have like
or
three,
something.
I think I still have like
so it's not too much. And then we get the state radio stuff, but you have a lot of stuff out there, more than Chuck has a ton of music out, more than I do. So
no, not like records like that.
Well, that's it. The other stuff you do makes a little bit more money than my records.
Yeah, it's weird. I've actually never released anything properly. It's all just in the sync world.
Right. Oh, there's the Ratfink disc. Oh my gosh, dude, you got
still in package, limited
edition.
never opened.
That's gonna be like a crypto NFT, dude.
An NFT.
Who did the artwork again? It was Wasn't it some girl?
Tegan Wolf.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool, the cover.
Yeah, she did a good job. She did a really good job. I think she still does graphic design.
It's like the Predator.
Yeah.
But
we have but Bousquet.
Cool.
I like those tracks. The track you played, the first track of your release, you played it over in Brick Kiln before you went to Cali.
Yeah, I think I did. Yes.
And I think that I love your tracks, man. I think that that it wasn't just something to do. It was actually just like you've been creative like that for a while, and you're finally getting around to recording the music and like getting more serious about releasing it. So, how much do you have out there now? What's your discography looking like?
Just the 3 tunes on the EP. I also have 5 demos that I put up on my Bandcamp that sound like shit, but
I think they sound pretty good.
They're just demos. I mean, they're just demos.
What's that fest in Florida that you go to? Is it just called Fest?
Yeah.
You have a song that song Gainesville is about.
Yeah, Gainesville
right?
Day 4. Gainesville Day 4 is about a day that I got left. Well, I didn't get left there, but my friends dropped me off at a coffee shop, and I spent the whole day in Gainesville by myself. Because I was taking a train. I was waiting for a bus to get back to Jacksonville to get on the train. I took the train, the Amtrak, all the way down and all the way back from Florida. And it was quite an interesting experience, but I had to spend the whole day in Gainesville by myself after the fest was over. And it was just like a ghost town. It was like fucking weird. And yeah, that's what that song was about. But I'm working on a track right now, like just like a single that I recorded. That's kind of like a goofy song, kind of a pandemic anthem, which nobody is stoked on right now. I'm not expecting it to be well received, but I'm waiting for my brother to lay down some drums on it.
Oh, nice.
He wants to record some drums on it. So my brother's been doing a lot of recording. He's been him and like 3 friends of his have a little like gear co-op going. So they all they've split a bunch of gear and like preamps and mics and stuff like that. And they've been doing a lot of like studio recording stuff. He has a space down here in Rhode Island, and then or down in Rhode Island. And then my friend Jameson has a space up in Maine too that they use a lot, but neither space is very well heated. So they're not doing like a ton of stuff at this time of year, but they've been kind of, his project is called Stable Ground Recording. So
nice.
They've been doing a bunch of that. So I'm waiting for, we're going to do this track, and then I'm going to hopefully demo a full length.
Nice.
So
really cool, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like we're Remote Players Club, new record coming very soon. We have a bunch of tracks ready to go. So
that's rad, dude. So you are going to bring it back.
Oh yeah.
Not bring it back, but I mean, like, you guys
Totally
work like
back.
Playing shows, and then like, yeah.
Because Chuck, we had 5 tracks that we released that we played, but during the time we toured, we had some more songs than that.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that show you guys played at in Portland. It was like upstairs up above Empire. Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
That was rad. That was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Curdo got us that show, right?
Pat was in the band. Is Pat going to be back in the band?
Pat kicked out.
Yeah.
He's out. We kicked him out.
Dude, Pat Fay and I hung out in Philadelphia and bar hopped. Pat Fay drove me to like 4 different bars in Philadelphia in his Range Rover.
Oh yeah, he did.
That was the last time I saw Pat Fay.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
That weekend was insane. Yeah.
Was he buying bottles at the bar?
No, but like we went to like, I don't know. I got tanked. I got so fucking drunk.
Exactly. That's
but I wound up back at my hotel somehow at the end of the night. But it was like, yeah, it was wild, dude. He's married now, huh? He's living the married life. And
not technically, but yeah, he is actually. Yes, they did get married.
Yeah.
It was like, did they elope? I think they eloped.
Are they still? Is he still in Philly?
Jersey, yeah, like over the bridge there.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Jersey girl.
He's got a little baby, little Goldie. I forget how old she is now. She's like a year. something like that.
Nice. That's awesome, man. Yeah.
Yeah. But he's out. He's out of the band.
He's out. Why are we talking about him? He's out, Jeff. Don't try to get him back in.
I'm not trying to get him back in.
Man.
I'm just curious, man.
We already told you, okay? Well, I mean, there's always, for a certain price, I'm sure he could get back in if he sells his Range Rover and gives us the proceeds.
If he pays his way back into the band.
We might let him pay,
He buys his way back into the band.
Everyone has their price, obviously, But yeah, we have a bunch of tracks, and we remixed the old. We had 5 tracks that were recorded before. Chuck's gone back and made them sound better, bigger, faster, harder, and we have stronger. Yep, more veiny and everything. And then we have what'd you say, another like 5 songs probably, right, Chuck? That on top of that would be potentially.
It's cool. Yeah, we dug up the old stuff. Some stuff we recorded in Vermont that we actually recorded together. That's not remote.
Yeah, we recorded in like the proper studio like setting.
Yeah. So there's some non-remote recordings, and then
thank you, Kevin Bloom and Gnome House.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to get Mike to get his. Well, thank God. It sounds like the V kit survived, but
I think it survived. Yeah, it survived.
If we can get him going on the V kit, there's more.
Right.
There's
but there's also some other ones that I think we had that are available that I might not have played on, or that I played on that haven't been released yet, right?
Yeah, there's the one we did. We did some stuff in Quincy, your old apartment there.
Yep.
With the V kit.
Yeah.
So there's some of those. There's a bunch.
Remember that. Duramio didn't Duramio have a? Duramio has an electronic kit too, right? Or he did.
Yep.
He's got the Roland, like he's got the one step up from yours, right?
You could come. You could come. You could come over here, Mike, if you ever want to, and play real drums here.
Ooh.
And we could track real drums here, like the old days.
Ooh,
yeah,
dude. You do that? You'd be the session guy for me?
I'll get Ken's mics, and then just send the session to Chuck.
Yeah, dude. Piece the shit out
of
that.
That would be fun. We should do that.
Yeah. That would be nice.
I haven't done any of that really in a while.
Do you have a kit over there?
No, but you have a kit, don't you? You have your real kit still.
Yeah, I have my real kit, but remember when Ken's kit sounded so much better? Doesn't he have like a custom something?
Did you play his SJC or no, his it's not an SJC, it's a Calderwood Customs.
I did not play
Did you play that one, or did you play the old? You play I think the one he had before that was like a Yamaha or something.
Yeah, like a red kit.
Yeah.
Had a pretty big floor tom.
Yeah.
It sounded really good though. I thought
it was really good. Yeah, it was a good kit. The one he has now is nice. It's like Calderwood.
Yeah, Customs. He told me he invested in a custom kit, and he said, please, Mike, like beat the shit out of that kit so that I have to buy new heads for it. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do that in one session, Ken. And he's like, you got to do it. You got to do it. I don't care what you have to do it. So, Bousquet, we're going to have to wreck those drum set, the heads.
Yeah, anytime he'd be down. He'll come engineer it even. He'd be stoked.
That'd be fun.
They have a space
on it. It's remote. He could play a track.
They have their space in Charlestown too, at their rehearsal space. So they do a lot of. It's real small, but he's recorded drums in there too. So.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We could go there.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. Just like have 3 songs lined up for you to go in and bang out.
Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to do it, so that I don't have to engineer it. So listen, guys, we got about 2.5 minutes left. Is there anyone that wants to say anything? You have something interesting to say, something not that interesting, anything you want to talk about?
I want to ask Jeff about his record again. So is it you playing? Like, what's the instrumentation?
It's just like acoustic and vocals. And my brother played drums on one track.
Okay.
My friend Jameson played bass.
Gotcha. So it's mostly broken down, just doing acoustic and some bass, and then one track with your brother playing drums.
Well,
okay,
Chuck,
cool.
let me explain to you what Jeff Bousquet is and what he sounds like as a musician. He is a punk Bob Dylan. All right? That's what he is.
That's pretty serious.
Yeah.
That's a big compliment.
That's overinflated.
It's not. And you are a modest guy. You know, again, the whole sad boy thing. No, it's not. No, like modest, very modest, humble, and beautiful. And the thing is, when you listen to Jeff play live, that he has a vibe, and it's like it just like sucks you in.
It's awkward.
No, it's not. It's not.
Nice.
You tell Jeff. You tell stories. You tell lots of stories. You tell, the feelings get out there, stories get out there, and there's a message, so it fits together. It is the punk Bob Dylan, and you're playing acoustic guitar, but kind of like punky more than Bob Dylan would be punk, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, if I had to list like influences, I'd say my influences are like mostly like punk guys who went solo, like Chuck Reagan and Dave Haas and
Mike Doughty.
Mike Doughty. Well, yeah, Mike Doughty wasn't a punk guy, but yes, Mike Doughty would be an influence big time on like songwriting and stuff. Dan Andriano, Homeless Gospel Choir, like that kind of stuff. So yeah, pretty much.
So basically a punk Bob Dylan.
So if you could, if you could package it for the masses, punk Bob Dylan.
Punk Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Guys, time's up.
The timer, man. You're really strict about it.
The timer, baby.
Such a dork.
Wait, Chuck. Wait, okay. So, but how can I ask though? How do we find your music? Did you put out music too? You started to talk about it before.
All this shit I have up, I haven't done anything.
Are you still doing like music? Are you still doing scoring and like music library stuff? You used to do that, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm going to extend you 3 minutes, Bousquet, just because it's you. All right, I'm going to extend it, but this doesn't happen for everybody.
I'm having such a good
Don't
time.
Get the wrong
though.
idea, everybody. I'm going to extend this for Bousquet. This is a very specific.
Special
I'm going to give
event.
you 5 minutes. I'm going to give you 5. No, 4. 4. I can't. I'm not that generous. 4.
Yeah, I haven't. I haven't. I'm trying to focus on this RPC stuff to get it done.
Where could you find your music, your sound libraries, your music, your scoring? Where can you find that stuff?
I don't even know, man. I guess you could go. I have a website.
Yeah, you don't even know you have a website. Let's tell us what the website is.
It's just my name, chuckfay.com.
Chuckfay.com. That's all I had to say. Now, Bousquet and Remote Players Club, where do you find that?
I don't know if we even have our website still, because I think I don't even know.
Bandcamp?
It's Bandcamp.
Do we get it back?
It's Bandcamp. It's Remote Players Club Bandcamp. So bandcamp.remoteplayersclub.com or remoteplayersclub.bandcamp.com. It's that one, I think.
That's it, yeah.
remoteplayersclub.bandcamp.com. And Jeff Bousquet, why don't you tell us where you can find your stuff? Tell us where the podcasts are. Tell us where the collective podcast that we're going to be in is.
JeffBousquet.bandcamp.com.
How do you spell Bousquet?
JEFFBOUSQUET.bandcamp.com. The podcast is called
So French.
The podcast is called Dirty Decibels. It's anchor.fm/Dirty Decibels or Dirty Decibels. I think it's dirtydecibelscast.com. But if you just go to anchor.fm/Dirty Decibels, or it's on Spotify and Apple.
Dirty Decibels is
Dirty
brilliant.
Decibels. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a name that that Bob Dylan would come up with. And then what's the other podcast we got going on here? We got your friends, the struggling artist one, or
check out the Struggling Artist podcast. It's fantastic. He's really great, and also you can find the roundtable episodes on my page or his page or the other two podcasters page. Like all four of us record it together, and then we all
give me the other two artists.
Punk. The other shows are Punk is Folk and That One Time at Band Camp.
Oh, those are great names too. You guys are all like punk Bob Dylans.
Our names suck.
Yeah.
No, your name doesn't suck at all.
What's our problem?
Fucking shitty name, Mike. Good job.
We have shitty name syndrome.
Twitter?
I have an account, but I don't go on it like ever.
Chuck is like into Twitter.
That's probably why you seem to be a happy person.
Chuck and the real Donald Trump are like their primary is Twitter. Like that's what they do, and they battle. They battle each other all day long.
He's been deplatformed
all day long.
Yeah. So you
I want to talk about more.
When you go on Parlor, you battle. Doesn't Donald Trump have his own platform now?
Yeah, it's Getter.
Getter, is it?
Yeah.
Like GETHER or GETTER?
Some GETTR or some shit.
So it's not like.
I'm sure it's a fucking scam somehow.
Right. Me too. So anything else, Bousquet? You get 40 seconds now. I get
40
plenty
seconds,
of time.
man.
Plenty of time, kid.
No, I thank you guys so much for having me. This was awesome. I'm so stoked to talk to you guys. I want to keep talking all night about
we could do another
memories.
episode, Bousquet. We can do another. A lot of times we do too. That's why we do it. But Bousquet, we really want you to come back. We want you for another time. So don't forget about us.
Well, I would love to come back, and I would also love to have you guys on my show when I bring it back.
Yes,
we'll do a remote Players Club episode.
Nice.
And talk about the band.
And we'll be on the round table too if you want.
Podcast reciprocity.